Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everyone. My name is Nur Laili, and today I'm going to be a chairman in today's discussion. We are going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is how social media portraying the body goals image among teenagers. But before we start it, I'm going to introduce you to our moderator, Miss Sabtrinovyanda, and our panelists. We have Miss Timurita, a social media influencer, Miss Hillary, a student from University of Malang, and a psychologist, Miss Michelle. And before and without further ado, let's start our seminar.
Thank you, Laili, for the introduction. So, social media is a huge platform that played by many of us from any range of age, including teenagers. Social media can give a lot of impact in any subjects, not to mention how it portrays the body goals image. Miss Timurita, as a social media influencer itself, will explain it more to us about how is it going in her community.
All right, thank you, Yanda. So, in my community, we never have this intention to picture a specific body goals toward anyone. But I think our role as influencer in social media will have a big impact on how people see themselves in terms of body goals. For myself, sometimes I have an endorsement for like medicine or supplement that helps you to have a good body. To be quite honest, in my earlier days of becoming an influencer, I just accept endorsement without doing background research for the items I promoted, which is very irresponsible for me. Some of my followers back then told me if I keep doing that kind of things, it can be harmful for many people. As we know, most of people in the social media is still teenager who obviously still need guidance on how they look on the things in the internet. In my own experience, some of the items promote on how to make your body look slimmer in short period of times or to make your stretch mark gone, even to tighten your pores. It's not something illegal or wrong, but this type of ads or promotion can possibly picture the image of the wrong ideal body for teens, especially when the influencer themselves is reckless or doesn't care about how it will impact to their audience. As a result, when those teenagers can have that social media design body goals, it can be really bad on how they see themselves.
Okay, right. Hillary, as the user or the representative of teenagers, what do you think about Timurita's opinion?
For me, this kind of phenomenon, it's not a new thing. I mean, it always happened in social media or in real life. Bigger people who has audience will obviously have the influence. Its personality impacts my perspective on the body goals, but I don't think it's necessary for us to follow up this certain type of body. Yes, it is a very beautiful body, skin, and hair, but we are all not the same. We have our own uniqueness, and everyone's beauty perspective is always different. This designated beauty standard in our society it's not always permanent either. It changes throughout the year and past, so we don't have to worry about it. Although it always back to our own perspective as a user, we have to be wise to filtering contents we want to see. Maybe for me, this phenomenon of designated body goals is fine, but for someone else, it might trigger them and even affect their mental health.
Wow, that's such a good perspective. Thank you, Hillary. Now we will hear from Miss Michelle as a psychologist.
Okay, what Miss Timurita and Miss Hillary have stated is very true. A healthy body image can bring a good mental health state to people. They will feel enough and amazing about themselves, And in contrast, when someone consumes too much of others' opinion about the perspective of their body goals, they will develop insecurities and the feeling of not good enough. They will feel like their body is ugly. Like why my body is so big? Why my body is so skinny? Why I'm so short? Why my skin is not as smooth? Why my hair like this, not like that? They feel like everything about them is wrong and not proportional just because of what they see on the internet. And all of these things can cause many disorders such as body dysmorphic disorder, eating disorder, depression, and many more. BDD or body dysmorphic disorder, or as we know, body dysmorphia, is a condition where someone is having a mental illness involving obsessive focus on a perceived flaw in appearance. The flaw may be very little, minor, or imagined, but the person may spend hours and days trying to fix it. The person may try many cosmetic procedures or exercise to access those flaws. People with this disorder may frequently examine their appearance in a mirror, constantly comparing themselves with others, or constantly compare their appearance with that, and avoid social situations or first just because they feel like they are not the pretty person. People with this disorder may study proof that people with this disorder with weight preoccupations or body dysmorphic disorder display higher levels of symptoms for depression and anxiety and are more likely to have suicidal thoughts. So it is really, really important for us as the audience to be wise and smart on filtering contents we want to see and we want to enjoy. And for the influencers or someone that works in this kind of field, they have also to be smart and more responsible to what they upload because they hold a bigger responsibility towards these teenagers.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. So, is there anything that can help with people with that kind of disorder?
Of course, there is. People with this kind of disorder can be helped by seeking for professionals like us, psychologists, or even psychiatrists to do counseling and taking prescribed medication if it's needed. We will definitely help you all. And in the end, all of those self esteem issues and body image and beauty standard is are not in the mirror, are not in the Instagram pages that we see every day, or in our Twitter wall. It's all in our head, and it's just a concept that is made by the society.
Well, yes, and in addition, our community now is also trying to change all of those standardized beauty, and we openly share to people what is actually happened behind the scene. Behind all of those filters and editing, we want to be perceived as a normal human being too, someone that have flaws and imperfection. We start a campaign about how everyone is beautiful in their own ways, and by doing that campaign, we started from ourselves. We show the world our bare face, our belly rolls, our acne scars, and anything. I'm so glad that my community now is trying to be very positive and taken this topic very seriously.
Wow, that's such a great movement. Me, myself, as a user of many social media platforms, also see these things going on the internet. Do you agree with Miss Timurita's point has made Hillary?
Yeah, the internet I've been 2 years ago and the internet I'm in right now is very different. People are not as judgmental as they were back then. For a starter, I will give an exact I will give example on my circle. Every time my friends or my mutual on social media post their pics, the other followers or mutuals that they have will compliment them. They will give such a good positive comments that boost their confidence, that supports one and another. It is very rare for me to see a hate comments come from their own followers or mutuals. Those hate tweets usually come from a buzzer or anonymous or even someone that just seeking for attention who wrote those kind of mean things and then hide under the anonymous account or something. We can't deny that such a thing wouldn't happen. But luckily, in my social circle, these things is very minimal to be happen.
Sure, of course, we can never prevent that kind of thing happens to us. As an influencer, I'm pretty sure you receive some hate comments too, right, Timurita? Can you share to us about how you're taking care or how do you feel about it?
Well, as an influencer myself, I can't say that I'm not insecure. I always have this thought that what I share on the internet will never be enough to satisfy people. My audience can be anyone. It can be someone that don't even follow me or know me from sometimes. So it hurts to see hate comments, especially on the things they don't know. Like my skin, for example. They don't know how long I've been struggling to take care of my skin. They don't know how many products I have used and how much money I've spent to trying fixing this problem. But they only know what they see right at the moment, right? And one thing that I always tell to myself and to my followers is that we have to be kind and respectful at any time or any people because we might never know what they've been struggle or going on their life.
Yeah, I have the same opinion with you. I really agree. I also agree that we have to be kind to all people all the time. I mean, that's the least we can do as a human being. So, Miss Michelle, as a psychologist, how do you take care of people that feel down about themselves because of the hate speech or cyberbullying they get?
People that feel down about themselves because of hate speech or cyberbully happens most of the time, especially on them who works on this field, social media field. They prone to get a lot of hatred because they think that those influencers wouldn't care about one or two hate comments they made. While in real life, we all know that those influencers are the same people like us. They are human beings that also have feelings and can be sad over some simple hate comments. And it really saddens me when these people are the one who need to suffer from such disorder that caused by the society they live in. We, as a psychologist or professionals, we always try to listen about what they feel and validate all of those feelings. And over the time, it will be healed from that counseling. And for some worst case, it usually taken care by the psychiatrist for the medication if it's needed. And for some of them who suffer from eating disorder, which is a mental disorder defined by abnormal eating habits that negatively affect a person's physically and mentally include like binge eating disorder, where people eat large amounts in a short period of time, anorexia nervosa, where people eat very little due to a fear of gaining weight, and bulimia, and many more. They all are treated based on the severity of it. Usually, they taken care by a team which is consists of psychiatrists, therapists, and registered dietitian. But other clinicians may also be included. So we're really taking care of them seriously and professionally and doing our best that we could.
Well, thank you everyone. I guess that's close our today's discussion. To sum all of this up, yes, social media do give a whole new perspective about the body goals. There's always a certain type of beauty standard that people adore in the internet. But we also have to remember that everyone is different and unique. Also, we have to remember that no matter what we do to bring the positive in this whole society, such as campaign of loving our body, some people will still giving hate comments or negative reaction, even if they do it cowardly by using anonymous account. And the best we can do is to put a barrier or just keeping our mind to stay firm in loving ourselves more and more.
Thank you, Yanda, and our panelists for the amazing discussion today. I really hope you guys can get something from this. Mainly to you guys that has the same problems or struggles related to this topic. I hope you guys have a very nice day and remember to be kind to everyone. Goodbye and see you in the next change.